What's good, YouTube? Casey the Quiet Warrior here. Today's video is written out and scripted. So if you see me looking up and down, I'm looking at my notes that I have written out. But without further ado, we just gonna get straight into it. And before I do, now that I remember, quick disclaimer before I get into this topic and talk about what I want to talk about. Now, today's topic is something that's a little bit new, something that I really don't talk about or shed light um, on the channel. This is more of a red pill topic, more of that type of community and information being stated. And I really don't plan on speaking about too much of this on the channel. Just maybe a little bit here and there. But just a quick disclaimer, yeah, I'm not, a red pill channel. I don't produce red pill content. That's not my that's not my thing. I mostly do self-improvement. But also remember that red pill is part of self-improvement. So just want to put that out there. I'm not bashing red pill. I'm personally, I guess, not a part of the red pill movement, and that's no disrespect to any of the dudes that's doing, in the red pill content and movement. Shout out to them, but that's, not personally my thing, and that's not the main idea and theme that I'm trying to present here on the channel. So just wanted to get that out real quick. And also another thing, I'm not trying to bash anybody that does this, because at the end of the day, it has an equal balance. It has its weaknesses and it has its strengths. You just go off on what you think you should do. And at the end of the day, if you are comfortable with that decision, then by all means do you. Okay, now without further ado, we gonna get straight into it. Today's topic that I want to talk about is why to not cold approach. And this has been a topic in the movement that's been really brought to the forefront and been talked about lately in the red pill community and manosphere, because a lot of high value men are kind of tired of feeling like they have to go and approach every woman. And that's something that I've been kind of resonating with and feeling with myself lately. And something that I think with the red pill and manosphere community, that us as a man, especially if we bring in value in our knowing our worth, I think it's something that we should stop doing, and something that we should not feel the need to, especially being pressured from society and the people around us. And you know what I mean? Just not always stepping out and feeling like you have to do that, especially if you know your worth. So that's just a quick my kind of thoughts on it. And now I'm going to get into the weaknesses and strengths. First, I like to go over the strengths. I kind of didn't make it as equal as I said that it is in the beginning. But trust and believe that cold approaching does have its strengths. And one of those is developing better social skills. Now, this one is kind of a common sense one, because obviously the more, females that you approach, the more experience that you'll get with talking, the more experience you'll get with running game, the more experience you'll get with dealing with different type of females and being able to articulate your mouthpiece, when you're talking to them, and just having a better social skills in general. male or female, just being able to articulate your words and being able to, kind of deal with and dibble and dabble talking to different types of people. So that's one of the strengths right there, developing better social skills. Another one is it portrays confidence. And this one could kind of be for both of them, because obviously you need some type of courage and confidence to go up and approach a woman in general. But if you just go about your day like as a regular kind of thing, you just go up and approach a woman, you're gonna come off across as confidence, because you're confident enough to go up and speak to a woman and have enough courage to go up and speak to a woman. And other people will notice that, not just females but males also. Some people will be looking, but not everybody. But the people that are, they could tell that, portrays confidence, especially the people that, aren't jealous. Because some people are jealous by that. But, that's another topic for another day. But yeah, those are the strengths that I listed down. There's many more that, that's involved with this, but those are the two that I kind of took away from it and kind of thought on about it. Now let's get into the nitty gritty stuff, the weaknesses, and why I think men should not cold approach in today's age and now. And one of the biggest weaknesses that I can honestly say that comes from cold approaching is it boosts a female's ego. This one is also self-explanatory also, and it's common sense, especially in today's age. A lot of people, I guess older generation, feel like if you shower a woman with compliments and you are super kind and nice and caring and kind of tedious to a woman, that's the way to win over her heart. That's the way to get her in the bag. But no, that's not the way. Back in the day I made it work, but today's age, that ain't flying at all. Get that up out of here. See, because what that is, it boosts her ego, because now we live in a social media world. We live in the technology world, you know what I mean? And like I said, this is self-explanatory. You already know with Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, all that type of stuff, social media. You know what I mean? How do you think they feel when they getting heart eyes commenting under their post and all type of sexual stuff put up in under their post in the comments? Men sliding into their DM, a whole bunch of dudes liking their post. That's gonna boost their ego. That's an ego booster right there, because a lot of people feed off of that, you know what I mean, in today's age, because once you get likes, once you get validation, once you get all that stuff, it becomes clout, you know what I mean? And a lot of people, especially females, see clout and they like that validation. They like that attention from men. So once you keep giving it and they keep receiving it over and over and over again, it's going to boost their head up. It's going to boost their ego. They're going to feel like they're on top of the world. And in reality, some of these women is not at all. So that's one of the things with it. It boosts her ego, especially, if she already has a super high ego and is, all the way within her ego. She got, multiple dudes coming up and talking to her, wanting to approach her. She going to feel like, I'm the shit, you know what I mean? I got a whole bunch of dudes walking up to me and approaching me. I must, be this top level female. And in reality, their hair might not even be done or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Self-explanatory, you know what I mean? It just boosts their ego. That's one of the weaknesses right there. Another one, you tend to focus too much on women. Now, this is more of if you are trying to have quote-unquote hoes or or run a numbers game. And when you have this kind of mind state and perspective on it, and all you want to do is just have, quote unquote hoes and have a numbers game or, a multiple rotation, which is nothing wrong with it. Do your thing. But when you have this kind of mind state and perspective, you tend to focus on women naturally more because that's what you are trying to do. That's your goal. You know what I mean? You want to have hoes. You want to have multiple rotations of women. So in reality, your mind is more set and programmed to focus on women, when in reality, you should be focusing on yourself first. And that's something that I just touched on in a previous video that I will link below in this video. And you know what I mean? As a man, you need to put yourself first and focus on yourself and worry about the things that you have going on before a woman. Don't ever put a woman on a pedestal or put a woman above you. You become first. You're the man. You're the prize. Always remember that, because you bring the value. You know what I mean? And, that's a whole nother topic I can get into. But most of the people on here, that's another thing. Most of the people, that may come across this video or already knowledgeable about, red pill knowledge, they already know this stuff. So I'm trying not to elaborate too much because I don't want to make this video too long. Plus, like I said in the beginning, I'm not trying to go too deep into the red pill knowledge and that side of YouTube, which I said is nothing wrong with. That, me personally, that's just not what I'm trying to focus on to bring to this channel. But at the end of the day, and everybody can agree on this, red pill is a part of self-improvement. So always remember that. That is another key thing. And yeah, so like I said with that, sorry if I got a little too sidetracked. You focus too much on women. That's the second one. Third one is, it makes you look weak/thirsty. So this, this one is something that a lot of people may have not gotten or understand because, in the red pill and manosphere content inside of YouTube, a lot of dating coaches recommend and try to push to cold approach a lot, and just to keep going out and approach every woman on the street over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. But in hindsight, and what people are not thinking about in the back of your head, when you are steady going up and approach a woman 24/7, especially in one select area like at a party or an event or at school, anywhere out in public, if you are always approaching women 24/7 over and over and over and over again, especially if you're getting rejected too, you come across as majorly thirsty. You need some water. You're coming across majorly thirsty and desperate. You're coming across like you need female validation. You need the female attention. And you need to have every female contact in your phone that is around and in your area. You know what I mean? And that one is kind of self-explanatory too, especially, you know, just, with the idea that I presented it in. When you bring in that type of energy and when you are always doing that, you come across, you know, thirsty and needy, like you need female validation. You need that energy. You know what I mean? And that's just gonna be a turn off to a lot of women. And it's just gonna make you look overall weak in general because you're obviously fiending and seeking out for validation when you should be whole and complete within yourself as a man and know your worth as a man at the end of the day and be confident enough to know that you do not need to go out and approach every single woman in the vicinity. You just come across weak and thirsty. So that's another one. It makes you look weak and thirsty. And the final one that I have is it's a waste of time. And this is the main reason I feel like cold approaching is not it, and most men should stop doing that. So if you're a confident man, if you're a high value man, if you know your worth and you work on yourself on a daily basis and you're self-improving, and you know and are knowledgeable about red pill knowledge and the content on YouTube, all these things together should factor in and make sense on, you know, why I feel like this. But the main thing that I'm trying to get at with this tip or weakness is confident. If you are a confident man, if you are confident within yourself, you are whole within yourself, and you know your worth, why should you feel the need to prove it? Why should you feel the need to prove it? Because with that, in reality, you may not be thinking about it in the back of your head. But when you're going out and approaching every woman, you feel like you need to prove to yourself that you're confident enough to approach women. And some dudes may not feel like that. But with, you know, the majority of men, most of them feel like they need to do this to prove to themselves that they're confident. And if you're a confident man and you're whole within yourself and you know your worth, why should you feel like you need to go out and approach every single woman in the vicinity? It's more women than men on earth. It's more women being born than men on the earth. Not to make that sound weird, but you understand what I mean. It's more female out there than male. That's why the saying is, you know, or I don't know what that is. I just forgot, to be honest. I think it goes like, there's more fish in the sea, something like that. But you get what I mean. There's obviously more female out there than male. So why should you feel the need to go and approach every woman in your vicinity? Sit back and chill. Don't worry about every woman in the vicinity. Don't worry about trying to go up and approach every woman. Sit back and chill. And I know a lot of people may be asking, well, how are you going to be able to attract women? How are you going to be able to meet women? How are you going to be able to form relationships with women? And that's the thing that I'm trying to get across with this. If you are confident within yourself and you know your worth, you won't need to go out and approach every woman because they are naturally going to be attracted to that confidence. Not fake confidence, authentic confidence. Women feel that. That's why the main reason I feel like you should not cold approach. Because if you are a confident man, there is no need to go out and approach every woman. they will naturally gravitate towards you, especially if you are on NoFap too. You really have nothing to worry about, and you really don't need to cold approach, because just off the strength alone from you holding your seed in, they are automatically going to be attracted to you, especially if you are confident too. Especially if you are confident. And get this thing too also. A lot of females find it way more attractive when they see or can tell a man who is not pressed to talk to them, or is not pressed to go around and try to meet every single woman in the room. It comes across more attractive because they can tell that they are confident in themselves. Confidence is the key. And that's exactly why I feel like you do not need to cold approach. That's exactly why. Because with confidence, women are naturally going to gravitate towards that, especially if it is authentic. And like I said, females find that more attractive because when they look around in the room and they see that one guy who is not pressed and is not, anxious to go and talk to every female, he becomes a mystery. And she could tell that he is confident and knows his worth enough to not feel like he needs to go out and approach every woman. That's my 2 cents. That's what I think. And that's what I'm standing on. You know what? That's what I believe. And this is truly how I feel, and this is the way I'm moving and operating for now on. You know what I mean? For now on, man. I'm not cold approaching. I'm not doing that, man. I'm not. I'm confident within myself to not feel like I need to go out and approach every woman. And another thing that I didn't address, but you could pick up on, is if you're not cold approaching, you're waiting for choosing signals. And with choosing signals, you're already able to notice that you already know when a female is choosing. So I'm not going to get too deep into that either. So for now on, with all this being said, and I hope you were able to get this and understand it, which I feel like most of you should, is that choosing signals is superior, in my opinion. I feel like choosing signals is just the better alternative and the better option. Now, if you like cold approaching, if that's your thing, if you want to do it, by all means, do it. By all means, do it. There's no hate over here. Do your thing. Don't ever feel like you need to stop. If that's what you want to do it. But me personally, I'm waiting on choosing signals. It's way more stress-free. You waste a lot less time. It becomes way easier, and you don't need to put in that much effort as you would if you were cold approaching. Because when you're cold approaching, you have to build interest. With cold approaching, with choosing signals, there's already interest within the female. So you can sit back, relax, and run your game. You don't even gotta do too much. Just sit back, relax, and run your game. With cold approaching, you have to build interest. With choosing signals, interest is already displayed within the female. So you sit back, relax, and chill. And that's my argument. That's what I feel like. And that's why I think cold approaching should not be done, because choosing signals is way easier, way less stress-free, and you don't run into that many incidents. That's my 2 cents. Let me know what you think in the comment sections below. Let me know if it's stuff I could have said better or elaborated on. And also let me know if you feel like what I said wasn't right, or some things that I could have said better. With all that being said, peace.